Okay, now we just figured out that Jimmy was blue and he's on Monday. So, what we're going to do is use that information and we know Jimmy wasn't carrying the newspaper. Make sure we have that this way. Oh, and we also see he wasn't carrying homework. So, let's add that. And that tells us that this is going to be an O. So, we're going to X out the rest of that row. Going back to Jimmy, he's a history rep, so we can put that down here. So we're going to put an O there, and X is in the rest of that column and the rest of that row. And going back to Jimmy, we can also see that he's wearing a blue coat. We got that. And so now let's see what else we can do. So if we go to this particular thing, so we know he's the history rep, and we know that Jimmy's the history rep and Jimmy's wearing the blue, so then the history rep has to be wearing the blue, so I'm going to put an O there and X for the rest of that column and row. And then that tells me it's the English rep that's wearing yellow. So I have this whole box filled and I have this whole box filled. All right, so the English rep is the yellow. And so if I know that the English rep is the Thursday person, then the yellow person is the Thursday person. So I'm going to put an O there and X the rest of that row and column. And then I know that the yellow person is not the can, the newspaper, or the cookies. And I know the English person is not the can, the newspapers, or the homework. Then I know that the English person has to match with the yellow person. So because the English person is not the homework, then the yellow person is not the homework. And then, oh, that leaves the yellow person and the English person as the box of rats. So I know a little bit about our culprit now. So I can put an O in that box and X for the rest of that row and X for the rest of that column. And same thing here, X the rest of this column. And that means the homework is the person in red. And then I can put an O here, this leftover one, so I know that the history person has the cookies. And then that tells me that the foods person has got the homework. And let's keep working on this. So we know that foods person has homework, and the person in red has homework, and the foods person is open on Tuesday or Wednesday, so the red person is open on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we know that Bobby is the person with the homework, and Bobby must be wearing red then, and Bobby must be the foods person. So Bobby is wearing red, and I'll put X in the rest of that row and column. And Bobby must be the foods person, so O there, and X in the rest of that column, and X in the rest of that row. And so Alicia must be the English person, and then that leaves Duarte as the math person. So, and we just found out that the English person was the person with the rats. So that's Alicia. We put X for the rest of that row and column. And then, so Alicia is our culprit who has put the rats on the vice principal's doorstep. So we can go ahead and finish completing the boxes if you want, just out of completion. So Alicia is the person that has the rats, so we're going to put that there, and X for the rest of that column and row. And then we can keep going if we wanted to just to finish it off. So on Monday we have Jimmy, he's blue, he's history, and he's either got the can or the cookies. So can or cookies, blue Oh, but we know blue has the cookies, so Jimmy has to have the cookies. So we're going to put that O there and X the rest of that. And then we know that Duarte must have the giant can. He's the math. He's green. So Alicia, it was yellow. And if we do that this direction, we can see that that works there. And so then here, if we look at whoever had the homework, was Bobby, and he was on Wednesday, and Bobby was red, so we can put that here, O. And then we know this box is all done. And then we know red is Bobby. Bobby is foods, so we can put that O here. And then this has the O. For Tuesday will be the math person, which we know has the can. And we can put that here. And X for the rest of that row and column. And now we have the whole puzzle figured out.